we are.
Here we are. Well, good evening, students, friends, music lovers. We are Sir James and Lady Galway, as you know, at our home in Switzerland. Tonight is a very, very special evening for us. We've been so looking forward to it, haven't we?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, we look forward to this evening the whole year. This is the Rising Star evening. This is a very special time when we celebrate some of our special students. We believe at the Galway Flute Academy that everyone is a star, that there is no single star, and we don't have competitions, but we like to show that certain students work over the years and their dedication to Sir James and myself and our academy. We like to note that and to bring them out to you. And tonight we have two very special young students. Last year, Sir James decided that he wanted to start a new award, and it's called the Junior Rising Star Award. Right, James?
Yes.
Would you like to say something about that?
Well, it's because we have so many gifted children in this program now. I thought we should give them a chance to shine. So that's why we have the Junior
Rising Star Award. So what we do is at the end of our festival each year, we have an awards evening, and no competitions as mentioned, but an awards. And Sir James thinks very carefully, and we discuss it together along with our board. And so these two students that you're going to hear tonight and that we're just going to speak to in just a moment have just been going from strength to strength. They keep in touch with us all year, and we know that they will be carry our torches for many years to come from the Galway Flute Academy. So we'd like to introduce you to our first rising star. I know her as Hannah. I met Hannah 2-3 years ago, I believe. She will tell us exactly when she was only this big, and she was very shy, and she came to my class and played. And I said to my husband right away, I said, listen to this one. She's very special. I could just tell. And Hannah Sooah Jeon will come on now and say hello, and she'll tell us about herself and the recent awards she's been winning, and also her program for this evening. So may we welcome, please, our first rising star.
Hannah, if you can hear us. There we go.
There you
Hi.
are.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello, Hannah. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very well, very well. I like your bear.
Thank you.
You have a bear right behind you.
Yeah.
So James has a collection of bears also, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
He does. Well,
I do.
Hannah, tonight is your very special evening here at the Galway Flute Festival, and we are so proud that we are getting to honor you and to present you in concert. Are you excited as we are?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Hannah, excuse me, I call you Hannah. Will you please say your name correctly for me in Korean?
Oh, in Korean?
Yeah.
In Korean, my name is Sooah, which is Sooah Jeon in English. I also go as Hannah Jeon.
Okay, good. So now I know all your names, Hannah. And Hannah, how many years ago did you first come to my class?
I first came here in 2018.
And how old were you?
I was, I think, 9.
Yeah, you were 9. You were young. You were not young, and you played for me. And then I introduced you to Sir James. And what was it like the first time you came when you were surrounded by all those flutists and you were all the way in Switzerland?
It was very interesting because I've never really been around so many flutists. But it felt very comforting to have to play with a lot of flutists. And I just really liked the flute choir first year, and all the classes, like the guest artists, the master classes, and it was just so much fun. So I came the next year.
Yeah, you did. And you became friends with Julian right away, didn't you?
Yeah.
And that was really nice because the two of you started playing together. And then last year you closed our festival with playing a duet with Julian, didn't you?
Yeah, the first year and I think the second year too.
First year and the second year. That's right. Were you surprised last year when Sir James gave you his special award?
Yeah, I was very surprised, but I think I'm so honored that I could have like an experience in this festival to have a concert.
Oh, well, we're very honored to have you with us. What would you like to say to Hannah this evening, Sir James?
Oh, just I'm so happy to see you. I'm looking forward to hearing you play.
We're so proud. So, Hannah, can you tell us a little bit about what your year was like? You've had a very busy year.
Yeah. So I had my first live recital in
Mm-hmm.
live at the Virtuoso New York New Year's concert.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that was like very fun for me because it was my first live recital. Then I just suddenly heard about like all my competitions getting canceled because of the corona
Oh,
virus.
yeah.
But even though some concerts were canceled, some were live, like not live, online. It was online, so I could do some competitions. I did like the NYC competition and earned a new Powell flute
Right.
from, and I did the Marina Piccinini competition, which
Mhm.
I went up to the finals, but I failed to go up to the super finals. Um, and I also did the Tampere flute competition,
Mhm.
which I got first place, and they gave me a cash prize and a new fleur scooter bag. And
Well,
I also did a lot of recordings for the competitions and this, especially this festival, which was very fun to do. Like the
mhm.
pieces were very new to me, and it was really fun preparing for this festival.
Well, that was such a big year, huh?
A lot
And
of playing.
a lot of playing. Well, we think that you're very special at our festival, which is why you have the James Galway Junior Rising Star Award this year. So, what was it like preparing? Because did you prepare your whole concert with no pianist, or were you able to have a pianist?
Luckily, I had a pianist. His
Mm-hmm.
name is Dukyu Kim. We've
Mm-hmm.
been together for about 2 years, I think, since I came here in America.
Mm-hmm.
And oh, we just thought of doing new pieces for the concert because this is very important kind of experience for me. So I played like two pieces, the Romania Fantasy, which I got the inspiration from Professor Carol Winston's, which I'm
Mm-hmm.
studying with at the Juilliard Pre-College. And I also did the Martin Ballad with him, and I'm so lucky to do like piano and flute thing with him at the recording studio, and it was very fun just preparing all of this with him. And yeah.
Oh, great. And tell us, or tell some of the students, what advice could you give them that you've learned from doing all these competitions? Because I know you've been doing many for many years. What advice can you give your other fellow students?
Um, an advice that I could give is that, like, even though preparing for recordings or concerts and competitions are very stressful and like very hard to overcome, like it's mentally and physically painful if you practice a lot, and but you get a new feeling of joy and happiness and proudness of yourself when it finishes, or if you finish a competition and do good, win prizes, and do good in concerts, you feel very proud of yourself. So I think, yeah, don't give up while you're doing it, and just try your best, because every time you try your best, nothing bad can happen. It's always good.
Oh, that's wonderful advice, isn't it?
Mhm.
That's one we're just going to clap for you because that's such great advice. That's great. And tell me, what have you been doing? Just last question, because we're going to introduce Julian in just a moment. What have you been doing these last couple of months? Have you had school online also at home?
Yeah, we had school online, and everything like tests, homework was online. So
And
yeah.
and that must be nice in one way because then you can practice your flute more.
Yeah, I practiced, I think, more preparing for this recording, but it
For
was
this
very fun.
recording because it was so special. Well, I'm sorry that we're not together in Tekis, but there will be another time when we'll be sitting in front of you, and there'll be many years when we're going to come to your concerts, and we're going to get to see you. And we're always proud when we see that you're entering things, and we love that you just work so beautifully. And I love teaching you. I miss that you're in Sir James's class, but I did get to teach you last year at the Flute Center, and I'm sure there'll be many times. And I know you love teaching, Hannah. You had a great lesson the other
Yeah,
day.
we did.
Hmm. And what advice can you give Hannah at her age?
I don't know. it's, it's very difficult for me to give advice.
Just to keep going. Right? Anyway, well, Hannah, we're so proud of you. And we can't thank you enough for being our rising star, for junior rising star for this year. And we are so looking forward to your concert. And we would love to invite Julian on. Oh, I heard I have more time to talk to you. This is great. Normally he's telling me to be quiet. So I have some other questions. Okay, because this is interesting for the students to know. Can you tell them you were born in Korea?
No, I was born in Virginia.
Oh, you were born in Virginia?
Yeah.
I didn't know. So, okay, you tell us all about your early years and when did you start the flute?
I was born in Virginia in 2007, and then I think when I was very young, I moved to Korea. Then I moved to Philippines, and stayed there for like a few years. Then I moved back to Korea, and I came here. Before I came here, I started the flute since I was 7 years old, and I came here to improve my playing and have a bit better musical experience.
And you're right outside of New York City. You live in New Jersey, is that correct?
Yeah, I live in New Jersey.
Yeah, so it's very close, which is nice. And you come on Saturdays to the pre-college at Juilliard. And are you playing also at the pre-college? Do you play any chamber music at all? Have you made some friends that also play instruments?
Yeah, I actually have like a best friend from my school, Elizabeth Morrow School. She plays the cello, and she goes to the Juilliard Pre-College as well. So we do orchestras and chamber there.
Great. And have you played things together with your friend, just the two of you?
So we've been preparing for a chamber competition. With her and my other friend from Juilliard Pre-College. She's a pianist. We were about to play the Weber Trio for a
trio.
Yeah, good piece.
radio competition. Yeah.
Wonderful. It's one of my favorite pieces. And Lowell Lieberman wrote a flute, cello, piano trio also for me many years ago. And so you'll have to look at that too. Not yet. Well, probably for you, you probably can. Anyway, and tell us, what kind of flute are you going to be playing on tonight?
What kind of brand?
Yes, what kind of brand flute do you play?
I since I was 7, I usually play the Muramatsu flute.
Yeah, And I believe it's a gold flute, correct?
Yeah, it's mixed with silver keys and just gold.
It's all the gold and silver. That's very nice. Yes, I know. And you have such a beautiful sound on that. And if you were to ask Sir James Galway one question, what would you ask him?
I would ask him how I should improve more as a professional as I grow up, and how what I should do, like what I should practice more of to improve better.
Well, I would just say keep practicing, but practice a method. You know, the Taffanel and Gobert method is a very good thing to practice. And you don't have to, you know, when you open it up and you see these exercises, they're all completely black. You know, you don't have to play the whole thing. You just play a few lines of each one. And the one at the end, which is for trills, I think I don't like it. I prefer to play an etude by Byrne, for example. There's a nice one for trills.
And when you were young, you just played the flute all the time, like Hannah, right?
All the time.
All the time. And your teacher used to tell you to play certain pieces, but you used to go home and try other pieces, didn't you?
I did, yeah. Yeah.
You used to play. Did you say you played? Let's see, what, the Carnival of Venice? Did you play?
Oh, when I was at the Royal College of Music, I lived with my teacher, John Francis, and he wanted me to learn the Bach B minors. So I learned that, but in the meantime, I was practicing the Carnival of Venice and all these variations.
Variations.
Yeah.
But when you were very young too, I think your teacher had you playing simple things, and you would go home and you were always like Hannah and like Julian. You were very inquisitive.
Yes.
You know, and
yes,
and always having a good time with the flute.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay, Hannah, well, we're so looking forward to your concert tonight. And then when we get to New York, we're looking forward to meeting you to have a proper celebration, because we all know that at the Galway Flute Festival, that especially after the Rising Star concert, we have a huge party. So I hope that someone's going to have a piece of cake or something for you tonight at home, or ice cream, or are you going to have a little party at home? Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay, well, we will make sure that when we see you, that we will celebrate this very special occasion, because for us, it's an honor to have you as a student of the Galway Flute Academy, and to honor you this year at the 2020 Galway Flute Festival. So we'll see you later at your concert, okay?
Yeah.
And say hello to your parents, okay?
Oh, and also,
wait. Yeah.
Professor Carol Vincent wants me to say a warm welcome for her to.
Oh, thank you. Yes, she's very special. You tell her also back from us. We're so happy you're studying with her. You're in good hands. Okay? Okay, and look who's here with you. Can Hannah see you?